Good afternoon, everybody. It's quite a lot cooler today, which is nice for welding. Got a bit of a breeze too. I've been tidying up this bit down here. I've cleaned off the edges. I've put a bit more weld through primer around this area. The rest of it's covered in the red oxide stuff, or zinc bonder primer, as is the back side of my patch. I've drilled plug weld holes where I need them and generally tidied it up a bit and made sure it fits. When that's gone off, I can weld it on. Just doing some final fit stuff, trying to get that all nicely aligned. Because I want as little filler in this bit as possible, that's going to be a butt weld, and then that's going to be a lap weld. Down here will be a lap weld, and then plug welds for the rest of it. So you get the idea, I am levering that in there to get that really nice and close. Then I'm going to tack that bit. Then all of this area should be finished really neatly and all of the lines should come together. That's the plan anyway. So that's the first bit done. I was able to get the MIG in there and just drag that weld across, so that's all nice and solid. There will be all of that joined with weld as well, and then in there it's just a beader seam sealer. That could all be ground smoothish. Now I'm just going to lap weld that bit, and then I can hammer the hell out of that bottom join, get those together. I think I might have left it a bit baggy there, so that might have to tuck in a bit, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Or I'll worry about it. Gonna try and do a close-up weldy action shot. No idea how that will come out, but worth an experiment maybe. Just cleaning out, or closing up the two panels so that they actually touch, and then cleaning all the crap out from inside, the red oxide and whatever paints are in there. Then I'm going to crank the welder up a bit as well, so we're now on 2 max, because that's the inner sill there, and it's quite chunky metal and I want decent penetration. So that's plug welded on. I'm going to release that clamp and even this one, and hopefully it won't spring apart. Good. And that's the first check, and the next thing is twat it with a chisel and a hammer and see what happens. That's pretty well in there. If that was suspect, that would have gone ping and popped apart. Annoyingly, I thought I had something to weld there and I drilled a hole, but there was no metal on the back side, so I'll have to close that up as well. Doing the same again here. Got this really closed up tight, making sure that all of this aligns nicely. Then I can plug weld in there, hopefully. That's the rough welding done. I just need to grind it down. I might try and build up that lower edge with weld and then grind it smooth. I'm not sure yet. I'll see how it looks after I've ground it. There is always a gap there. I think I've said that in other videos. It's my pet hate when you see a newly restored Rover SD1 and all of that has been filled. It shouldn't. It should be just a bead of seam sealer. So I'll grind all that down and then show you afterwards. This might in fact be a very short video because I can't really be bothered to do that much more today. That is welded in. It looks grubby in there, but that's kind of just the way they are. All of it's solid, nothing can move. That I've ground down reasonably flush because I want that nice shape in there like original. This bit I've just, you know, it all gets hidden in under seal, seam sealer, you know, stone chip, so not so bothered about that. So I'm just going to etch prime it. All of this will probably be ground back again before it gets epoxied. It's just to stop flash rust, stuff like that. Cool. So that's looking nice and original, which is what I want. So really, it's only this bit now to do. I think next stage is to whip that rear bumper off if I can, and take a look at that rear lamp panel, get the tow bar off as well, and start checking out the boot floor. Here we are at the back of the car with the bumper off. Something I've never done before. Starting at the top, this rear lamp panel at the top is bad all the way across, which is a shame. What has been actually quite good for this car is that the rear tow bar has been mounted on this beam here, so that stopped all of the rear of the car folding in, which is what happened to the diesel. The rear lamp panel is actually surprisingly good. We've got a hole, you know, I wouldn't mind betting if I poked that hard enough that would go through. Hole there, rust here, but the majority of the panel's really good, which is a shame because just the top's gone. It makes me wonder whether I shouldn't just repair these bits, because this is original, it is all silver, and it's part of the original car, which I like. It would also probably save me a lot of fanning around. In order to make a proper decision, I mean, my original plan was to change the lamp panel, but I don't really think that I need to. I need to get these trims off, I need to get the number plate off, lights off, tow bar out the way, and then I can make a proper assessment. Well, despite first impressions looking like the rear lamp panel could be saved with just a couple of patches up here and here, maybe one down there, it's looking rather different now that I've got the plastic trims off. You can see somebody's really bodged it up in the past, glue and sort of brown paint, and that's probably hiding a whole world of hurt under here. So same story this end, we've got a little hole there as well. So you can't just put a flat plate on because it needs an upstand to take the tailgate seal. So by the time I've chopped out, fashioned a return, done that, and then made a piece to come here and then plug welded the two together and done that bit, done the same there, here, there, repaired that bit, blah blah blah, then rubbed down, treated and probably welded plates there, and then welded a bit down here, it's actually a lot faster and easier to just change the whole panel. So that's what I'm going to do. But that's quite an involved project, and I'm not going to start that now. I'll probably do that in a separate video. That way people who are restoring Rovers at home can use it as like one standalone type video. The boot floor, the whole project is rapidly snowballing. I was originally not going to do too much to the boot floor because it's not in an area that's going to make it fail an MOT. That corner down there, hold on, I'll get some proper lights. Come here. Okay, that corner down there holds the bracketry for the Watts linkage on the offside. At the near side, it's kind of separate and tucked away. So there's really nothing there that can cause it to fail an MOT. This bit, I think from memory, is already good, and it needed a bit there, and I sort of always accepted that that bit needed to be repaired. No big deal. The rest of the boot floor, I assumed was quite solid because A, the tow bar hadn't ripped out, and B, it actually, although a lot of it's hidden by underseal, there was nothing really nasty that made me think it was going to fall apart. So my original and probably still plan is to plate it where it needs it, and then tosh the rest of it with seam sealer and epoxy and call it done, which I think is like a proportionate repair. If somebody in the future wanted to come along and chop the whole boot floor out, then you know that's probably what the car would really deserve and need, but I'm not going to do it. What I will do is attack quite a lot of this with the chisel first, just to make sure that it's as solid as I think it is. That's always quite a fun thing to do on camera, because I think people, although they might not admit it, they all really like picking scabs, don't they? And so do I. So let's have a good old stabby with Mr. Nasty chisel screwdriver jabby thing. That's a big reinforcer for the tow bar. Oh no. Oh, bollocks. Cock. When I say it's nice picking scabs, it depends entirely upon what you find the other side. Well, we're going to need a big plate there. Ah, bollocks. Gonna need something there. There's some crazy bracketry going on in here. You got that 90-degree returny thing, and then a tie down point here. So I don't know what was in there, but they obviously didn't want it to move. Do I want to pick that bit? Oh, we have a fiberglass repair. Fantastic. Oh. This was something that I was very keen to avoid, because this is a whole world of hurt. I don't think that's fiberglass. I think that's something that's spilt, which is good. That's actually boot floor that's just got dented up. So I could probably beat that back down. Yeah, something's spilt there because it's partly digested the bitumen sound deadening, because that's a lot softer than it should be. I think we've dodged a bullet there. I thought that was a horrible fiberglass repair, but I think it's something that's dribbled out of a can and then just gone off over the years. Ugh. That's all good. On the diesel, oh, look at that. Ah, good. This is a lot better. Ugh. Yeah, that whole bit was missing on the diesel. This is another problem area. That's where the tie down strap for the rear wheel goes. That looks good. That little channel in there looks good. That's all okay. So it's really got some dents to fix in there, a little patch to do in there which I kind of knew about. Gonna put a big ugly patch there, big ugly patch there. In fact, why don't I just chop all of that out and do it in one big hit. And then over this side, ow, that kind of looks like surface rust. That's a good sign. It's still there, the boot plug. Whether it's actually, these can, you know, they're like 90p or something, so that can go away. That all feels solid. Good, right. Oh, that's filler and fiberglass. Oh, look how wet that is. This car's been in the garage for maybe 3 months, something like that, and there's still damp trapped in there. So it shows you what a bodge putting like paint shit on top of other shit does. That's not so good, because that is getting towards the suspension point. I suspect that is the big plate we're seeing, the backside of, that holds the lashing point on the underside of the car, and then this is the interior skin on top. So I think what I'm going to need to do, clean all the paint off there, have a good look what's going on. Yeah, someone's been in here before, haven't they? This might be a rub it down and treat it. Oh. Yeah. Oh well, it's for another day. I might go and start a bonfire now and get some therapy from fire. See you later.